Alrighty. So I know it's a lot of ends. Sorry, y'all. If I come up with a better way to avoid all of this, I will make a separate video for future reference. But I'm going to use my color B, in this case fawn, to do the edging. And I'm going to start at the shoulder seam. I'm going to join in the corner. And I like to pull my yarn and make a single crochet. Now, evenly space these out to the best of your ability. I did not specify a stitch count because everyone does theirs a little different, but my rule of thumb is that I typically work, since these are half double crochets, I typically work like one. I alternate between 1 and 2 stitches. So like here we have a half double crochet. I really want it to go here, but this really isn't a space, but I'm going to make it because I want it to be more even versus what happens sometimes when we skip and only place one is that it then stretches the stitch, which can then pull the fabric. So I rather put a little too many than have too few. So like in this space here, you could go here, but honestly, I will to work around the ends. Same thing. Now, I know y'all know how to single crochet and you don't necessarily want to watch me single crochet all the way around, but I want to show you what we're doing with all of the ends. Evenly spacing the single crochets. It does not have to be perfect where you insert your hook. It's just preferably to go through the stitch rather than around. So when we get to the ends like we are here, okay, I'm actually going to go around because this is so thick. You want to catch the ends and pull them through just like this, okay? And when we go and work the next round, we will pull those through as well. Or you can work over them, then pull through, and that will lock it in place. And that's really all we're gonna do. It is a very simple edging. Again, have fun. If you wanna do something different, please do. This is your top. Again, the point is to enjoy it. And then continue working around. When you get to a corner, again, this stitch is within this stitch. Let me turn it this way. Rather than working a single crochet here in the corner, I'm going to start here, right? So I'm going to work here to here. I usually like to do a decrease, so like a single crochet 2 together, because that will help strengthen this corner so that this stitch doesn't get too stretched. And then the same here. Continue working a single crochet around the neck and then turn your work. Once you've done your 2 rounds, we will come back. And again, if you want to change color because you want it to have both colors, please do that. I'm just going to do one color. Okay, this is what we have in finishing the opening around the neck. If it wrinkles a little bit, that is okay because that actually means you have enough stretch. And again, this is such a stretchy fabric. You see that? In both directions, super stretchy. So if you have extra stitches, that's actually better for when you're wearing it and how it will hang on your body. Now, I've not cut these ends yet because I prefer to do all of it at once to make sure that I don't forget anything. Moving on to the arm openings. Since I chose my color B, which is fawn, for the neck opening, I'm actually going to use Breathe for the arms. Getting started. Again, if you want to move your yarn ends out of the way, take your yarn. I always like to start in the underarm because if there's a noticeable join, it is so much easier for it to not be seen at the underarm. So really you can start wherever. I'm not providing stitch counts because You need to determine what's evenly spaced for yourself when you work around here. And since we're doing the ribbing, the only thing you need to be aware of, since we're working in rounds, is that it needs to be an even number. So I'm just going to start here. And we're going to start with a round of single crochets. So attach with a slip knot, chain 1, make my first single crochet, and then single crochet in each one. And so it's just like we did for the neck opening. You don't want them too tight, you don't want them too loose. If they're too tight, it will change the overall size of the arm opening. So you want your tension to be consistent to what it has been. And yes, I'm working over that end. Alrighty, so I've worked over enough of that. I'm going to move that out of the way. When you get to a corner, which is here, you can, I like to actually skip this one and work into the side to start. Or you can do a single crochet 2 together. For this first round, I'm not going to. All right, so we have that there. And again, kind of capturing those yarn ends. It does not have to be exact. It just needs to be secure. Evenly single crochet. Again, working over the yarn ends. And again, if you had a loose knot, you can tighten that. And then don't forget to, don't work right here at the knot, but work underneath. I'm going to bring this first one through that single crochet, right? Because if you work on the knot, it'll just come loose. And working into the next space, just like so. Again, you're going to continue. And again, count your stitches, make sure it's an even number. So if you need to add an extra one at the underarm or maybe at the shoulder seam, do that. So after you have finished one round of single crochet, we'll come back together to turn and do a round of half double crochet. Alrighty. At this point, you should have one round of single crochets. Double check to make sure that it is an even number. I have 66 on this one, and that's what worked for me in spacing this out evenly. And so the next round, really straightforward. Chain 1, turn your work, and do half double crochets. So after you complete this round, I will show you the start of making the ribbing for the arm opening, and then you'll repeat all of the same steps for the second side. Alrighty, so you now have your round of half double crochets, and now we're just going to do a simple front post, back post ribbing. Since we are working in the round, in rows, I would typically have a stitch at the beginning and the end. Since we're working around, so I'm going to do a loose chain 1, yarn over, and then do a front post double crochet around the stitch below. And now back post double crochet around the next one. Oops, and try not to do that where you pull through the loop a little too soon. So that's the start of that. And we're going to continue until we get to the corner. Alrighty. So when you get to the corner, and if you need to, lay your piece out flat so that you can clearly see the corner. I have this stitch, and this stitch that I'm going to include. In continuing the pattern, I need to make a front post double. So I'm going to stop here. Now I'm going to start my back post double, just like so, and then make my front post double, like so. So you should have 4 loops on the hook and then pull through. And this is a decrease. This is 3 stitches together. So it's listed as, I'll list it as what did I write? Double crochet, no, decrease 3. And that's what I mean, right? So if your order is different, excuse me, where you have a back post, front post, back post, do it in that order. Don't make it all front post or back post, but maintain the pattern. And then just continue. So my next one will be a back post double crochet like so. And then continue around, and when you get to the next corner, do the same to decrease by 3. So continue to work on your rounds, and we will come back together once you are done with your ribbing. And then now you'll know what to do for the second side. And we're almost done. Yay! When making your second round of post stitches, when you get to your decrease 3, that's here, here, and here, right? You can kind of see the longer loops. You want to do your best to work around the top of that entire group. Just like that. And again, if you want to make another decrease, you can, but just be mindful of where you insert your hook. Because if not, you'll have 2 post stitches, like 2 front or 2 back post stitches together. So in this instance, this is the decrease. I made a post stitch above it to keep it consistent with this side. If you have a longer torso, and if you did not make it longer in the body section, the ribbing is a great way to give that length for coverage that you're comfortable with wearing. Alrighty. As I was stating, once you complete one side, you do the other, and this is what you have when it is all done. Again, I did 2 rounds for the neck. If you want to do more, if you did more, that's fine. I did 4 rounds for the arm with the ribbing, and I just love how it turned out. And yeah, you do see some of the colors, but again, this is going with the original method of cutting the yarn each end, and if you checked out the continuous color change, you don't have to worry about all of these ends to weave in and hide. So I hope that you love your berry crop top and you're excited to go wear it in the wild. Thank you so much for spending this time with me over these past several weeks to make your berry crop top. If you have any questions, comment below or over in the Facebook group. Keep stitching.